What's going on, everybody? RedOV here with a Mecha Break closed beta test impressions video. That is a mouthful, but it was well worth it. I just want to say this is based off my opinion and my opinion alone on the closed beta, and keep in mind that the closed beta is subject to change. So much content can change between now and the next test or release, or however they want to go about it. I just want to say I'm really excited, and we're going to jump in. Mecha Break is a fun, fast-paced mecha action game. While it focuses mainly on PvP, I find each striker, that's their character's name, very unique and fun. Like, some are more notable than others to me personally. During the test, we tried various strikers, maps, and modes, and we even managed to catch the opinion of some other content creators as well. And I'll be sharing some of the fun stuff they had to say. So we have Axolotl, that's a cute name, I love it. They said their favorite striker was Aquilas. And you know, they're feeling more of a Sky Raider enthusiast, which is another awesome suit. They're both really cool strikers. So they said the best part of this game is the dynamic gameplay. The mobility in the game is pretty much unmatched in any similar PvP game, so it scratched a good itch. Now, I agree. You have suits that perform very well in close range melee, doesn't have any ranged options, and then you have suits that are, you know, only have range options. You have suits that can transform, and man, it is very satisfying. And of course, everyone wants more suits, because at the end of the day, when you have, you know, let's say like 12 strikers, it might feel limited, but I mean, what's to expect to the base roster of a game, yeah? Then we also have Frost, homie Frost, who also was able to take part in it. He had mentioned that his favorite striker was Falcon. And I'm seeing a trend here. We're seeing a lot of like transforming strikers, but he really enjoyed the speed and mobility of different suits, Falcon and Sky Raider, and you know, even in Elysinus's light frame mode, you know, being the fastest makes sense to him. And seeing heavier suits being slow, again, it makes sense because they're slow to get there, but they hit really hard. Now, there's a lot of things in this game, and Frost noted that there's like mods in certain parts, so I think they could probably rework how that's showed or displayed, where having a sidebar with stats changing, but I think that could probably help a little bit more in relation to just having the different sections where you select your mods, which is actually really cool, and I really like that. Another thing about that is, you know, when you're playing a game and you have that HUD, that UI, you want to feel cohesive. I did like the UI during the playtest. I really did. It was really cool. It was very clean. Like, even the selection for the table was really dope. It was almost interactive, and when you would select your different strikers, how they would pop up from the middle of the screen, it was really cool, and I loved it. I felt like mecha fans really made this game, because even the smallest detail in the UI and stuff is really cool. Even if you pay attention when you're launching in the game, you can see like your allies' names like in the UI dashboard of your cockpit, and stuff like that is just so cool. I love it. Oh, we also have Kuroma Draken also said that, you know, their favorite striker was Sky Raider. Again, that was probably in my top three. Definitely my top three strikers personally. And now, they said, again, the speed and pacing is amazing. And I will reiterate this every time. A lot of people feel very comfortable with the speed. Although it wasn't as fast as people want to compare it to something like Armored Core, it's within reasons. Because it's a PvP-based game, you don't want to have suits going too fast where you're having connection issues. I think the game feels fine as fast as it is right now. I personally love it, and it's very fun. Now, before we spoke about Frost asking about the mods and stuff in the game, now I think another thing that they brought up is the balance. And I'll say this overall, the balancing for the suits needs to be a very strong focus in this game, because some suits can outshine other suits in different situations, which personally I think that's fine, but there shouldn't be a situation where one suit outshines all the other suits in every map because, like I said before, each map is different with its own objective. Outside of it being the basically team deathmatch or the 3v3, I feel like a lot of different suits should have their niche, you know what I'm saying? But not enough to make it so they can't be countered. So that's something really fun. Now, another thing I would like to point out regarding this is the balancing is going to be really hard. And part of balancing comes from the community and the people who play the game, okay? So this is the kind of game I feel as if they will do a great job listening to the fans. If you have not seen their official channel, they've held events for people to come play the game, which is actually really cool. Wish I could have gone to one, that would have been dope. But I will say that I have faith that they'll listen to the fans regarding the feedback, as well as taking the proper steps for the health and benefit of the game, because no one wants one suit to outplay multiple suits. I'll say, without just jumping to, I feel like Hurricane and Inferno are very strong in the beta test. How strong, nerf strong, I don't know if it's all of it needs to be nerfed, but I think some of the other suits could be buffed before they're nerfed. Now, Hurricane, for example, has an ability to kind of deploy these like shield drones, which basically trick your enemy's aim to lock on it. Those are awesome. Some people were concerned how strong they are. I do think they're strong. Perhaps either altering the HP or the cooldown for those could help. That's just a small example of something I think that we could help or benefit from there. Another thing is Falcon. A lot of people say they like Falcon a lot, but they always like Falcon because of the mobility, not because of the damage. Being able to like fly in, detect stealth units, and attempt to destroy them is really awesome. It's really fun. But again, some people say Falcon was too weak. Some people say Falcon was fine. Hey, I don't see why we could buff Falcon a little bit more damage with your missiles. You know what I'm saying? Or at least its default, because it only can use, its abilities in transformation, and it's the trade-off. It's a light fighter, right? So it's going to be easily destroyed. Sasha Stronghold, another content creator, said their favorite striker was Narukami, which was actually really cool. Narukami was a really, really cool sniper. I really think the idea of having decoys and stealth was really fun. They also mentioned how all of the mech designs looked very different and felt very unique. And again, customizing and painting your mech becomes very personal, which they love. And I'm the same way, dog. I'm the same way. I think being able to customize and being yourself in your striker is important. Hopefully we'll get more information regarding things, because I don't think if they had servers in the EU, but they did mention they would like to have EU servers for the next one, so that'll be really cool. Fingers crossed that'll be something. But we definitely would like to see some more colors and even pilots for the next test or the release. Who knows? We also have another individual here, Renoka. They said their favorite strike was Tricera. Now, Tricera was dope, bro, because Tricera is basically a walking fortress, right? And you have the ability to just plant yourself down, put up some shields, and go ham with your Gatling guns. And it was really, really, really cool. And I feel like this suit you can play tactical simply because it's a defender that doesn't move. You could plant yourself on an objective or even on an enemy objective, which we actually encountered an enemy Tricera on our escort point. And without the proper coordination, they would be a very, very hard enemy to get off your point, especially if they have the backup. Another thing Renoka here mentioned was the striker balancing is probably something they want to see improved. During their fights, they would see suits with overloaded kits that made them feel like they dominated the field. Some people say Aquila and Hurricane. Aquila is the sniper with the perfect hover, damage reduction shield, and 2 stuns. Now, on that, Aquila's stuns are strong. The claw stuns. I would personally, I think, either changing the period where you can shoot them back to back, or you can make it so the stun doesn't drop you straight to the ground. But I think it's defensive, right? So they can go about a few ways. If they want to make it more of a defensive thing still, they can keep the 2 charges and just make the reload that much more faster, right? Because that first stun sucks. They could either, shorten the time for stunning, or make it so it just stuns where you're at so you don't drop to the ground. Or, hear me out, instead of like fully stunning, it could kind of like mess your radar up or something. I don't know. But I definitely see there's a lot of options there. But having those two stuns back to back are very, very strong. But after that, if you manage to survive those two stuns, you're probably going to live. But at the same time, in a perfect world, they're going to pop you twice. And if they have any allies around, you're dead. There's nothing you can do about that. But that stun is very strong. They could also bring the range down, so you have to be that much more closer for the stun to come out. So again, that's like a suggestion I think they could do. Going to be really, really, really fun. Now, another interesting thing, Layback Potato mentioned again their favorite striker was Falcon, and it's amazing because again they noted that this game itself offers a varying mechs for their supposed roles, and the Falcon is what they're going to be rocking till the game officially launches. So they had fun during this playtest, and some people have had issues, and I've did see this, but someone said, I sincerely hope they revisit the movements from a visual standpoint, finding the perfect balance between a mech having weight and at the same time the boost speed actually feeling like a booster. Even with that aside, kudos to the team, as the game looks great and feels great. And so it's really, really awesome. They are very interested to see how the microtransactions will be. Hopefully it's nothing too aggressive. I agree. The microtransaction currently in the game is, again, to be determined or to be confirmed or whatever, but we did see a little bit. My only concern is if it's possible to purchase mods like directly with boxes. I kind of don't want that. I'll prefer them they all be unlocked, or you could all earn them without burning the money. Hopefully the currency can go towards strictly cosmetics like decals, paint, pilots, and stuff like that. Hopefully, but one can dream that much more. Now, in terms of this game itself, a lot of what these content creators had to say were actually very understandable, and I can understand where it came from. MECHA Break, when it was announced or re-announced during Summerfest, that trailer popped off and everyone was like, yo, this game looks dope, it looks awesome. I'm gonna say the game is dope, it's awesome, but right now I think the biggest thing is that we'll have to do is worrying about some of the balancing for specific suits. That way when you pick a suit, you can go ahead and have some fun. Now, the one drawback, it's similar to like a hero shooter-esque, is that you can only have one suit per team, so you can't have two Falcons or two Lumines or anything of the sort, which is fine. But if you want to play a particular suit, I think it's best to go in with a group, which you'll see some of the videos we were with the group and some not so many people. That way it can kind of increase the amount that you increase your chance of playing a suit you want to play. So you always need to have at least one or two pocket picks, in my opinion, unless you're going with the full stack team. Now, with that being said, it is a game that feels so good. It's really hard to just be solely an Elysius main or a Lumine main or a Tricera main, but I understand where that's coming from. I think Hurricane is probably my favorite striker, and unless they destroyingly nerf it into the ground, I'll probably play that with being one of my top two suits at launch. Same thing with Sky Raider, and then possibly Aquila. Those are three suits I really enjoyed. Panther was very fun as well, and again, I feel as if what they could do for some of the suits like Panther, which is a strictly melee suit, really fun, really good. Part of me is unsure if they should give a feint ability to all suits, but have it be like a low priority or just be a longer cooldown, just so when someone runs up on them melee, they don't get toppled. But again, that's the name of the game, because not all suits have melee and not all suits have range. So we have to keep that in mind when we're making this decision or suggestion. So if you did see any other videos or any other feedback, you have any questions, I would love to discuss them in the comments to what I can discuss. Again, it being a closed beta, you always have to be mindful that certain things you can or cannot discuss. But I do have some videos on the channel, so make sure you check those out. All around, coming back to it, personal impressions for Mecha Break. Should you play this game? Absolutely. I'm very excited for it. The designs of the mech are awesome. The feeling of each match being completely different from the last is amazing. I love it to death. Oh, it feels so good. And some of these fights are as intense as you think they would be. Finally, when you're somewhere with an intense fight, or you're outnumbered and you do some crazy play or maneuver, you're like, dude, this game feels awesome. And sometimes you can die really quick, sometimes not as fast, but that's the name of the game. If you pick a suit that's paper thin, low defense, you can definitely be destroyed very quickly. Now, there are a lot of objective-based maps here. Basically, there's like escort, there's not capture the flag, but holding a particular point. And there is another mode where you have to download some data and upload it to a rocket. All those are really cool. I like it has a lot of different variety and objectives. I just hope that some of these suits are brought in line. Again, like much I love Hurricane, I think they could revisit some of those shield drones, Falcon, I wouldn't be mad if Falcon got a little bit HP boost or a little bit more of a damage output. Or possibly when it shoots the stealth braking radar, that it kind of lasts a little bit longer for the stealthers out there, because sometimes it's annoying when you know where they're at, but you can't really fully shoot them or lock on. All in all, I had a lot of fun. The things I would be more concerned about is like we're not really sure about the monetization in the game. Hopefully it doesn't lean towards pay to win, which right now I don't feel like it has that. And we're still at the right time to provide feedback, so we can definitely do just that. Before I sign off, I will say I would actually appreciate it if they had a PvE mode above everything else. I think it'd be really cool to have like a mission mode with friends, because in the tutorial it was like you versus an AI in a small stage. I would absolutely kill for 3, 4, 6 person co-op or PvE experience. That would be so fun. I would love it to death. So please, that's my main point of feedback. Personally, I think it'll be really fun. Aside from that, hopefully we'll have good news in the near future. All right, that's all I have. This is a longer impressions video, but I just want to be transparent with you. If I forgot something, if you have any questions you want to specifically comment, and I will get back to you as soon as I can. Again, I'm really, really excited for this. I want to thank all the other content creators during the closed beta who, took the time to respond to me and just kind of share some thoughts. I'll have their stuff in the description so you can check their videos out. Make sure to give them a thumbs up, especially if they continue with some more content. Everyone seemed pretty cool. And I want to thank you for checking this video. I want to thank everybody who has made it possible for us to test this bad boy. And hopefully we'll have our hands on this game again soon enough. When it comes out, expect content to drop for it. So yeah. If you're new to the channel, give this video a thumbs up. And of course, I have to say subscribe to the channel if you haven't done so already. Let me know of how you feel just looking at the game, as well as, my opinion, opinions of others. Do you feel something you want to jump into? Until next time, stay out of trouble and nothing but love. Peace.